Well, good evening, folks, and welcome along to this Scottish International World Cup qualifier as Denmark take on Scotland tonight. I am joined by my international co-host. We seem to cover all the international games together. Connor, how are you, mate?
Evening all. I'm not too bad at all. That boy in the tail is absolutely loving the national anthem. Let's see how this goes. I wouldn't say I was feeling overly confident, given how Scotland have played in the last internationals. But Lyndon Dykes is obviously about, so that's good. Having him back in the team. And it'd be nice to get off to a winning start in the World Cup qualifying campaign.
It will indeed. Now, I will tell you, I am behind. By the way, I'm always behind because, as Connor said about the boy loving the national anthem, I've just seen it now. So I'm a good 30 seconds behind watching it on the BBC Sports app, as always. But that lineup, it doesn't fill you with much confidence tonight, Connor, does it? We've obviously got.
It does not. No. What I'll do, Alex, is I'll pause just now, and then you just let me know when they're at the centre circle about to kick off, and then
we'll do that. I will say that this is the starting lineup for Scotland tonight. In goal, we have Angus Gunn. Right back, Aaron Hickey. Two centre backs of John Souttar and Grant Hanley. Left back is the captain, Andy Robertson. The two holding midfielders tonight will be John McGinn and Scott McTominay. Your three up front in the midfield, will be Ryan Christie, Lewis Ferguson and Che Adams. And starting up top will be Lyndon Dykes. So, I mean, we've got two strikers starting. One's obviously playing as number 9 corner and one's as number 10. But he knows that we need to go for this tonight. When you look at the record for Steve Clarke in Scotland, it doesn't fill you much confidence, especially when Denmark are flying high. So it's not going to be the greatest for us tonight.
No. Denmark are a decent side. They're a good form. They've obviously got players that can hurt you. Premier League players in there as well. You know, guys like Damsgaard, for example. Plies his trade in the Premier League at Brentford, a good player. Even the boy they've got up front. Biereth, another great player. Dahlberg, Christensen at the back as well. With Anderson and Højbjerg, these are familiar names. These are names people know. Obviously, one of the more notable names, Christian Eriksen, no longer a part of, but you still get a few on the bench. Matt O'Reilly and Rasmus Højlund, Willisilla, who I'm familiar with. So we need to go for it. You can't hold back in a game of this magnitude. It's all about setting your stall out. If you can win this game tonight, arguably the hardest game we'll face in the qualifying group, it would be a massive boost to the hopes of qualifying for the World Cup. There's no question about it. And I mean, listen, we've got the qualities. I think Dykes, I like having him back up top because he's a good hold-up player, and that should hopefully let the team get up. Adams, again, interesting role he's going to be playing. But two attackers, Dykes can hold it up. Adams can finish. I wouldn't mind that. And then obviously you're looking at Doak on the bench. Can he come on and make a difference as he's done in the past? And a few others. There are concerns, though, as you say, because the form hasn't exactly been spectacular under Stevie Clarke. But there's some new faces in the squad as well. I like the fact that Kieran Bowie's inclusion, for example. I think he's been doing terrific for Hibs. So I'd be quite happy to see him at some point tonight.
I will say that this show usually is saved for a members-only show. Tonight we are live on public YouTube, so if you're not part of the Rangers Rabble, you can always sign up with part of the Rabble for as little as $1.99 a month. Cheaper than a cup of coffee. You can sign up and get loads more content. This is just one part of the show that we do. We do daily shows, sometimes 3 a day. So if you want to join up with the Rabble, click that subscribe button and you can also join as a member. But there's a comment I want to bring up here from Graham. The lack of goalkeepers is very alarming for Scotland. There's not many that we've got in terms of quality goalkeepers. That's getting a massive issue because Angus Gunn in the past couple of games, Connor, hasn't looked the strongest at all. I mean, we've got Kelly and Clarke both on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
Is Gunn the preferred choice for you at this point?
Well, I think Gunn is the number one goalkeeper at this stage, you'd have to say. That has been clear. He obviously missed out the last international break. We had a couple of different keepers in. The young lad we put in the last game didn't cover himself in glory with a couple of the goals he let in. So neither did Xander Clark, arguably. But listen, if Angus Gunn stays fit, I think he's a decent keeper. It's obviously difficult. See, when you're trying to replace somebody like Kay Gordon, who has been the number one keeper for Scotland. Let's be honest, for the best part of the last 20 years.
Kicked off.
It's difficult. We've kicked off. Have you kicked off?
Kicked off, mate, aye. Yep.
So what are you on seconds-wise? 10 seconds.
10 seconds, mate. 10 seconds.
14 seconds.
There we go. Well, we're a bit there. That's all right. I mean, that's have we got Russell Martin managing Scotland right now because they've kicked off and hoofed it straight up the park? Is that just the tactic? Literally nobody's left the Scotland half, and it's, do you know what? Just get it right up the park.
Well, it is a tactic, yeah. It's that's been one of the criticisms of Stevie Clark, though, hasn't it? Is his style of play, especially recently when they're getting the results, it is becoming a bit like, right, we need something fresh here, something new. Listen, Steve Clark's done a remarkable job in the 6 years he's been the national team manager. You can't deny that. He's taken us to 2 Euros, something which, no manager had achieved, taking us to any major tournaments since 1998. The Euros we hadn't been in since 96. So you've got to give him credit for that. Absolutely. But there is a general consensus, I think, that his time should be wrapping up. And I think whatever happens, whether we qualify for the World Cup or we don't, I suspect this is his last qualification campaign.
I totally agree with you. I think that the fan consensus for Scotland fans now is that, excuse me, that for Stevie Clark, his time is up. Matters respect to what he has done for Scotland and where he's got us, but there's a lot of favourites in this team. A lot of players that are being picked and kept in over fresh talent. Like we were saying with Ben Doak, I don't think Ryan Christie, even for Bournemouth, gets to play out wide. And yet Ben Doak could have came on and tore that role up. We've seen that a few games that he's played. The one inclusion I am really happy seeing, though, is Aaron Hickey backing at right back.
Yes, I think absolutely. We've had some concerns in that area. I like Hickey being back in and then amongst it, obviously he's had an injury. We did see in the build up to this, typically as tends to happen, a couple of players dropped out of the squad late on. Obviously Tony Ralston being one of them, who would have been another right back option. But I think Hickey's a better player than Ralston personally. I really do.
And there's a comment here from Blue Mac asking how come this isn't a members only watch along. Because it's the Scotland games, we thought, we'll come on it and at least do a watch along for the Scotland games while the league season's obviously on break for international duty. So gives us a chance to watch it, and it gets a show out, doesn't it? Gets to see mine and Connor's beautiful faces out once again. So as long as we can get it. But I do agree with Sniper here as well, though, when he's saying that if Strachan, Big Ek or Walter had the Nations League, they'd have definitely got us into the Euros. And you probably can't disagree with that, Connor. They probably would have got us into the Euros. And I've just noticed that photo, by the way. What is going on there, Sniper? What is going on there? Jesus. Oh, man.
That's spectacular work for Sniper and to scale. See, this is where I think technically, yes, I know their Sniper. The first qualification campaign, obviously, we got in via the playoff route in the Nations League. But the second Euros, they did qualify for that outright. We qualified straight from our qualification group, which was a monumental achievement because it was the first time we had done that since way back when. So in that aspect, yes, the Nations League helped, but it actually did qualify us through the traditional qualification route for the 2024 Euros. When you consider that was a group that contained Norway and Spain, and the result he got against Spain was remarkable. To win 2-0 at Hampden, we were unlucky over there because there was a goal, a spectacular goal from a free kick that was ruled out wrongly because the goalkeeper was, I don't know, had his hair brushed. But the officials ruled it out because they decided it constituted a foul. So in that aspect, he can consider himself unlucky. And of course, you get the unbelievable comeback and also, 3-4 minutes left to go on the clock there, 1-0 behind. You're thinking it's game over. Norway thought it was game over as well because that's why they took off Haaland. But it was a remarkable turnaround of those two quick goals.
Martin being thrown in eyebrow gate there at the end of the wrestling show. I will say, afternoon, Texas Burn. I will say though that we are behind. So Paul asked for a time check. So we are at roughly about a minute behind. I say we. My co-host has done me the favour of at least letting me catch up to the same time. So we are about a minute behind. But I don't know if you've seen that, Connor, when you were having a wee chat there. But Højbjerg, only 4 minutes on the clock, he's already got a booking. That's going to be a long night for Højbjerg in the middle of the park.
100%. If you're playing in the middle of the park, you don't want to be getting a booking that early, do you? That kind of takes some of the aggression out of your game. And it surprises me because normally you wouldn't see a ref book you that early. Normally the ref would just have a word and go, right, look, calm it down. Any more of that, you'll get booked. But it was a poor challenge, so I get why he's done it, and I think he's maybe also felt there was no genuine attempt to play the ball, potentially, and that's why he's given it. But yeah, he's now going to have to walk that tightrope for the next 84 plus minutes.
Scotland obviously getting the ball at the pitch here, but there was a foul. We had a free kick, and there was a foul. I think it was on. I can't actually tell you who it was on, but it was a foul in the middle of the park. Basically, referee didn't give it. Then the ball's hit the referee, and he's given the drop ball to Denmark. I think that's a bit of a weird one there, isn't it? No, Connor, that only happens in Scotland. The refs book. Else we book early goals. Aye.
Yeah, I've seen it plenty of times across, even in Europe, and that sometimes they'll give you a warning first. But listen, what I will say is, if it's a booking, it's a booking. It shouldn't matter the time of the game it happens at, because it wouldn't if it was a red card. So that absolutely, I'm with the consensus there. I'm not.
Damsgaard's just threw himself down there. That's not. Connor, do you only have one Scotland top?
Do I only have one Scotland top? Yes, I do.
There you go, Blue Mac. That answers your question. Yes, he does. And I have exactly 0. I don't have any Scotland tops.
Well, there you go. See. Also, you say that like I'm wearing it on every show. I haven't worn this literally in months upon months upon months. Principally because there hasn't been any international picks. But yes, I do only have one Scotland top at the moment. Quite frankly, it's expensive enough trying to buy fucking, excuse the language here, but trying to buy the Rangers tops and all the rest of it, you know what I mean? They're dear enough without having to add in Scotland tops, you know what I mean, Alex? It's.
I was looking at one of the.
Oh, dear me.
I was looking at buying one of the Rangers tops, and it was 80 quid. I was like, all right, and that was just one of the match day tops. I was like, that can just wait the now. Oh, 80 quid just for a match day top.
Aye.
Nice.
It's insane. Sometimes you've got to wait, see if you can get them cheaper or later on. I mean, I got lucky. Recently, I bought a couple of tops and I managed to get Vinted. Can be quite good. Sometimes you get the newer ones at a better price on Vinted because people what ends up happening is people will buy them and they'll be like too big for them or something, or they'll be too small. So just to get rid of them, they'll sell it at a cheaper rate. Not at all. I was just explaining, singing. I was just explaining. You asked a question, I answered it.
Don't start him singing. He'll end up arguing with you too. Everybody will get it tonight.
The man asked a question. The man got an answer. It is that simple. But yeah, it is quite good for that sort of stuff. Vinted, I will say. Other online retailers are available. I will just say because we're public and they don't sponsor us. Although if they want to, I'm sure Martin would have no problem.
So Connor, we're 8 minutes in so far, right? 9 minutes in to this game. And there's a clear lack of pace up front for Scotland. There's been a few times when the balls fell to Lyndon Dykes or it's fell to Che Adams, and they just don't have any sort of pace to turn and get away. Do you know, I think it'd have been better putting a lot younger boys on the wings to at least try and break that lines, because Ryan Christie plays a deeper role. Lewis Ferguson plays more of a central role. Scott McTominay plays a central role. So we're playing two players out wide who typically for the club play central.
Yeah. The thing is, Scotland, we're always a slow burn up top, I feel. Like it takes us a while to get into a groove with attacking football. And the difficulty is if you end up pegged back a lot, which we have been in the opening exchanges here, that makes it difficult as well. Because you want to get a bit of free-flowing movement going, a good bit of attacking football on the go. It's difficult because the way Steve Clarke sets up isn't necessarily designed to do that. But, if the game stays as is, we'll create chances. We always do. It's just whether we can take them. Oh, that's ballooned miles in the stands.
There's a wee comment for you, mate. Just for you.
Good for Vinted, eh?
Oh, evening, Mel. Evening.
It'll be Volta Madi taps that way, Brian. Don't you worry about that.
You might hear some very loud noises coming from my house, because the air show's on the now, so all the big ass planes are flying over my house because they're all down the beach, but they're all flying. The airport's round the corner, so they're all flying past. That's one thing I was talking about. Look at the gaps in the midfield there. We've got 5 midfielders on, and yet there's acres of space in the middle. Acres. Question for Connor: how do you feel about the Isak situation?
Well, I'm glad that it's been resolved. I think Isak has behaved poorly. And don't get me wrong, I say the same for Johan Visa. Even though we signed him, I think he didn't cover himself in glory either. Although what he had, or what he claims he had at least, is he had a written promise. He had it written down that they were going to let him go if they get a decent offer. Isak never had any such promise, so I think it's poor how well behaved. And unfortunately, it's modern day football, and I think the club should have been stronger. Frankly, Newcastle should have fined him a lot sooner instead of just leaving it. But it is what it is. It's resolved. There is some sort of rumour that Isak might be looking to take some sort of legal action against the club for defamation. Good luck with that. I don't know why he feels the need to try and punish the club further. Just get on with it. You got your move. You spat the toys at the pram. Fine. See you later. I don't mind them moving. See, I just think when you move clubs, Alex, and that club is giving you a platform, surely at the very least on your way out the door, you have to thank them for that. Because he's only the player he is because of Eddie Howe, because of what Newcastle gave him. So it's unfortunate, but hey ho.
I'll agree with that, because you look at Isak, he was very good at Real Sociedad, very good, but his career got propelled when he came to Newcastle. He was given a lot more of a limelight, a lot more of a platform. Now, don't get me wrong, that was because his ability showed that he was good enough to be at that level. But we've seen it a lot recently. So in this window alone, you've seen it with 3 players. You saw it with Trent Alexander-Arnold, you saw it with Hamza Egeman, and you saw it with Alexander Isak. 3 players who wanted a move and spat the toys out to get their move.
Yeah, aye.
Trent one's a bit hard because he didn't really spit the toys out because he continued to play, but he made it public that he wanted to go, and he was ostracised by his own fans for wanting to go.
That was the difference with Alexander-Arnold. Obviously, Isak, he just point blank refused. Egeman, whilst he did make a couple of appearances, clearly decided by that St Mirren game, his agents had been in his ear, and somebody's told him, the move's on, the offer's coming in this week, because it was within days of that the offer come in. So just you make sure you look after yourself. And that's why when Russell Martin's turned to him, when we needed somebody to try and nick the 3 points, he's went, nah, I'm looking after myself. I don't want to risk getting injured, because that would obviously put the kibosh to any move. So it's poor. It's piss poor. But the reality is that is football. People need to remember this. Club loyalty isn't a thing anymore, and I think I get. See, if you want to play a bigger club, that's fine. By the way, that's absolute. That ambition is laudable, and you should. As a football player, you should. Oh, I thought it was going to get in there. As a football player, you should want that. So I have no problem with it. It's how you conduct yourself when you're on your way out the door that's important. To disrespect.
He says, all jokes aside, Isak was very ungrateful to the club that put him on the radar, and Liverpool need to get his ego back in check, because you can see that the way he went on, he wanted to leave, and I get that players want to leave all the time, but the club's your employer at that point. See if they set a price tag on you and then say you're not going unless we get this amount. You've not really got much choice in that. Now they've obviously settled to sell him for 125 million, which, let's be honest, is a stupid amount of money for a player. Right? An absolutely stupid amount. But then when you look at it, that then gives Newcastle, who for seasons upon seasons have been affected by PSR, who haven't been able to buy players because they've not brought in their income. They've now brought in 125 million from a player they can't go buy.
Well, that's true. I mean, they've in effect reinvested it already, because Voltamade in the Visa cost them 55 million. Voltamade cost 70 million. I think he is. I think Brentford, frankly, have had their pants down a wee bit, because I don't think he was worth 55 million quid. In fact, I know he wasn't, because when we first went in for him, the asking price was like 30 million pounds. And then all of a sudden, Brian Mbeumo gets sold. And even though they then brought in Ouattara for Bournemouth, which I thought was a good signing for Brentford.
Well, yeah.
But their price, we then got an offer 40 million, and then all of a sudden their price is now 60. It's like, hold on a minute. You know, that's kind of taking the mickey. But again, you're going to do that. You know, they knew we were getting that money for Isak, and that's why they went, well, I'll tell you what, we'll have it.
Also, to look at it though, the fact that you got that money for Isak is going to be a factor, but they didn't want to sell Isak. They didn't want to sell him in this window, but he's obviously said he wanted to go, said he was promised to go, and then put that statement out. You've then, at that point, you've kind of put the club in a position where you need to be let go. To line your pocket with 55 million isn't a bad sum of money for a player that wanted to be let go.
No, it's not. And what they've done, I will say, is clever, and I think that actually something that Crystal Palace should have done is they've managed to cash out on their player when the going's good and when they know they can get the money. Because, you know, they had Newcastle by the short gullies at one point, because we were desperate. We needed two strikers in the door with Isak leaving, because we'd lost Callum Wilson as well. So it was needed. And so, yeah, you kind of had to do it. Palace, obviously, you know, they had that same opportunity last season. We offered £65 million for Mark Gagey. And now they're in a situation where he's going to leave them in the summer next year. He can, from January, he can negotiate a pre-contract with any club he wants to. And it's unfortunate, because he looked like he was going to Liverpool. That was seemingly done and dusted, and then the rug got pulled at the 11th hour on that, and at least if we're going to get 35 million, they'll get nothing. I suppose they're gambling on, can he help them maybe win the Conference League this season? That might be what their hope is, because that might compensate them a bit. But it's it's all about timing, I suppose, isn't it?
That's a great question there from the Great Wall of Canada, by the way. He says, a question, Alex, don't you think when it comes down to lack of respect from the younger generation, Beckham had a boot kicked at him and still played for Fergie until Madrid came in for him? It's a great point. When you look at this generation of players now, I think the players, obviously with social media and with the amount of attention that's put on a player that wants to go, I think the biggest issue you've got is that the agents now getting the ear more, because they're going to get a fee for getting a player a bigger move. But I think that the players just think that they've got the ability to demand. So that we've seen it. A lot of players that demand to go and they end up moving. What it's going to take, though, for that kind of situation is a club to just go, yes, it might affect us in the long run, but you can just sit on the bench. You can just sit on the bench for the remainder of your contract, whether that be a year, 2 years. It's going to affect your career because you're not going to go anywhere. But you can sit on the bench. You think back to Ianis Hadji. Look at what's happened with Ianis. So he sat on the bench for 6 months at Rangers, 3 months, sorry, at Rangers up until January, then started to play. Didn't get another contract offered, and now he's signed for Anayaspor in Turkey. So it just shows the effect it can have on a player. Like, it took him right until the end of the window to get a club, and I just think that that's the effect it can have on anybody. Is that if you let your ego get the better of you, you might think you're better than you are. Now, I'm not saying that with Isak, because he obviously showed he's got the ability to do it with the goals he scored for Newcastle, but it's going to take a club just to say, no, enough's enough.
Well, the fact is that where Isak is concerned, and this is the gamble that Liverpool have taken, because they've spent 125 million on him. What happens in a year, 2 years, maybe 3 years' time, if Real Madrid come sniffing about and go, now we fancy him? And his head gets turned, because they are a bigger club and they're probably the only club you're going to leave Liverpool for, realistically, Real Madrid. Yeah. Maybe Bayern Munich, but certainly Real Madrid. If that happens, they're going to be in the same situation. Will he spit the toys at the pram at them? How will they deal with it? That's where I think sometimes the clubs need, yes, it is a bit disrespect, but you know what? The clubs also need to put the foot down as well, because they do still have, people say these contracts don't mean anything, but the clubs still have some power. He's had 3 years left in his contract. So Newcastle would have been well within their rights to say to him, listen, either you get your ass back on that training ground, or we're just not going to be paying you. It's as simple as that, because that constitutes a breach of the contract to not turn up and refuse to train. So that, you need a bit of backbone as well. And I get that that approach isn't always going to work, but you need to at least set a stall out so that other players who might think of doing it in the future as well can look at it and go, well, I'll tell you what, I'll agitate to get away, but I won't do what he done because I don't want it to cost me financially.
Sorry to cut you off, Connor, right? I just want to point out, I know I mentioned the Anis Hadji situation. The point I was making with Hadji was the effect it had on his career. He didn't refuse to play, he was refused to be played. Mm-hmm. There was a difference in that. He was refused to be played by a certain manager, whereas there's players that will refuse to play. Like Isak said he wasn't playing, he said he wasn't turning up for training, all of this, until he got sold. Anis Hadji was refused to be played until his contract was sorted out that he would take the cut. But I do think that there's a massive issue, and it's as Dougal's comment, I'm going to bring it back up. It was saying the players have a lot more power since the Bosman ruling. If the Lassana Diarra case goes in his favour, they'll have all the power and there'll be no transfer market at all. I just think that is a great point. But there is players like Anis Hadji who showed the professionalism to come back and do his job, but look at the impact it's had on his career. He could have got another club bigger than the one in Turkey, but it's just not happened for him. And I will say, 62 people are watching. There's 22 likes right now. Can we get that up to 50 likes? And I actually don't know that. There's a great question here, Connor, from Doreen. There's Billy Gilmore.
I don't know. I'm trying. I was just because I'd seen that there, and I thought I'll have a look and see if there's any reports. Or I can only think he must have an injury. I can only think.
Very good.
I mean, he's on the bench. I will say that he's on the bench. He's maybe just not fit enough for a start, but he is on the bench. So it might just be that Stevie Clarke has felt he's not wanting to start him tonight for one reason or the other. It could be a fitness thing. It could be just that's the tactic he's going with. But he is on the bench, so he is there.
On John, you have to be better than that. But again, there's all the hard work there and just passes the ball in the middle of the box. There's a lot of players here though that you think like that could easily have been benched, and I'm not saying they're bad players by any sort of stretch of the imagination, right? But see, when you look at it, you've got the likes of Dykes starting. You could put in Kieran Bowie instead. You've got Christie and McGinn. You could have had Ben Doak in there, and we don't really have a left winger now. You could maybe put George Hurst up there, but didn't really offer much when he came on. Che Adams is all right. You could have maybe went with Lennon Miller in that position. And then
that's the very question that Blue Mark's asking: is Lennon Miller ever going to get a chance under Stevie Clarke in the squad? I mean, look, I honestly don't know. It's one of the frustrations with Steve Clarke. He calls these young lads up, and then they don't get game time. I mean, Lennon Miller is a smashing player. There's no getting away from that. What he's done at Motherwell is incredible, and he should be absolutely factored into getting actual game time with the team. But maybe Clarke thinks, well, having him in and around the international camps helps build that that bond. But I'll tell you what, he needs to get time on the pitch as far as I'm concerned.
100%. I will say, Paul, I can't bring up your comment for obvious reasons, but the meltdown on Super Scoreboard has been tremendous, to say the least. But there's players here that we could easily have in at this point, Connor, to make an impact. But is it more of a case of he wants to go with not the older heads, but the more experienced heads with the leadership, and then bring in the younger roles later on when it starts to tire a bit? And don't even know this is not member sport. This is live on YouTube. We are out in public.
No question about it. That'll be the plan. That's obviously Doak on the bench as well. You know the pace he's got, what he can offer. I mean, he's been tremendous when he's come on for Scotland. So I imagine, he'll wait, and as the game goes on, especially if Denmark tire a bit the second half, then he'll bring the young guns on and get the fresh legs to get that pace. I will say, by the way, Alex, fair play to Motherwell, because they've somehow kept a hold of Lennon Miller this summer.
Say that again.
I'm saying fair play to Motherwell. They've managed to keep a hold of Lennon Miller this summer.
Lennon Miller went away to Udinese?
Did he?
I'm pretty sure Lennon Miller went to Udinese, by the way.
I thought he stayed. I didn't see anything about him leaving. I knew it was rumours, but I didn't think he'd actually left. I didn't know if the deal had been done. Hold on, let me just check.
He went to Udinese?
Lennon Miller. I thought he'd stayed because I didn't see the reports of him going. And Wikipedia says Scottish footballer. So I've got a summary here, right? I'll just show you the screen because it's easier and tell you why my conclusions came in.
I'm just going to bring this up. Just let's all laugh at Connor because he definitely has gone. What we're looking at. There you go, Lennon Miller, Udinese.
Yeah, but I tell you why I got confused, right? Not that part. I can see that now. I didn't see that before. What I seen at first was this.
Oh, aye. No, he's definitely at Udinese.
And I didn't see the report when he left because I was too busy paying attention to all the other transfer windows. I missed it. I knew Udinese was in the cards. I didn't know the deal had been done. That's what I'm saying. And then when I Googled it, it said he was playing at Motherwell. So somebody needs to update his Wikipedia page.
That's a cool howler there, to be fair. Oh,
it's a howler, and I'll accept 75% of the responsibility for it, but Google will have to take the other 25%.
You have to take 100. A full banner that says Udinese on the top. It's actually got the Udinese crest, and you've gone, that's Motherwell.
It's a good move for Lennon Miller anyway, Udinese. Although I'd like to have stayed in Scotland. I'd like him to maybe come to Rangers.
Bet you're looking forward to your 3-hour drive tomorrow, Connor. With Mel.
Wait, hold on. Pause. Reverse. With Mel. I thought it was Martin that was driving there. Martin has told me he's driving.
Are we weaker without Carmack, or do we look the same? I think we look the same with or without Carmack, to be fair. I actually think we look a bit stronger. We've got some good options at midfield. And as Sniper says, if you're new to the channel, why not become a member of the Rabble by hitting the join button for $1.99. The extra members content is second to none. Don't get me started on the Discord. But let's not get started on the Discord because, as you can see by Sniper's image, they have a howler because there's some absolute giant in that photo, and I don't know who it is. We're not going to address it.
Fair enough, Mel. Martin's driving you. I thought you'd confused me for a second there because the way he said with you, I was like, Mel's driving? Yeah, aye. That'd be fun, I'm sure. Yes. 3 hours in a car with Mel, Martin, and Martin's brother. That should be a real laugh. The only thing that worries me about that is backseat, because I might get a bit car sick for 3.5 hours in a backseat, but we'll see. Windows will be open.
Robin, right now they don't look the greatest, and I think it's what we were talking about, having the more experienced players on right now. There's not a lot of pace and a lot of drive to get forward. There's a lot of passing the ball about rather than actually just trying to get forward.
See again, Mel, I'm glad you've pointed that out to me because genuinely, and you might need to text Martin and let him know this because he messaged me when I asked him what time for tomorrow and he said, I still don't know what time I'm picking Adam up at. So that's on him. He's obviously not got the memo, or if he has, he's only just got it.
I've just seen.
I'm looking forward to it though. It should be a good. I'm hoping the weather will be good. Although up in Peterhead it really is.
Just terrible comment, terrible. But I agree with you, Paul. Right now, there's not much to show Scotland being capable of getting a goal. Now they do look like they're putting a very good cross, just lacks the quality in the middle to actually get on the end of it. The meet is at 9:50, Connor.
But I think Martin's picking me up in Cumbernauld because it's on the road north.
Sniper, you're getting muted now.
Oh, I know it'll be windy. Don't worry about that. I'll certainly have a jacket. Do you know what I said to you, James? I'm not doing much anyway, and I messaged Martin because I knew he was going up, and I thought, you know what? Why not? It'd be a good day. I've never been to Peterhead either, so I've got family to stay there. I've just never been in Peterhead, and it's another ground I can get ticked off my list because I want to get to as many of the grounds as possible. Peterhead being one of them. All right, that's good, Mel. I didn't realise that. That's quite good. But no, I'm looking forward to it. That'll be one I'll tick off at some point. I'm sure. Whenever Scott Brown's gone, I'm sure I'll pop through to air with Alex and go to Somerset.
Oh, give it a play here from Scotland. Ball out wide. John McGinn floats it in and comes in.
Just that final ball letting us down a bit now.
100%. It's just not doing anything to actually get us forward, does it? It's not. There's just no quality, and that's one of our biggest worries right now.
Keep it down, man. On target.
Red arrow for a minute. He's going to hit the red arrow flying over my house with that ball. Jesus.
See for there to miss that for us, poor, isn't it? Oh, the red deer, that's not far from you.
Scotland could buck up their ideas. I do agree with you, Sniper, but right now they just don't look like they've got the shooting boots on the day. What's up Peterhead tomorrow? Well, Peterhead are playing tomorrow.
Peterhead are playing against Dundee United's Colts team. They're playing in the Challenge Cup. It'll be interesting because, of course, for those who don't know, that's where obviously Adam used to play for Dundee United. So he'll be playing against his old club.
Chance to get a goal.
Aye, absolutely.
That's a question I was asking at the start of the show, to be fair. I'm not too sure why John McGinn is playing as a right winger. Lacks the pace to get forward, and yet we still go with him being on the right wing. He doesn't even do it for Villa, and yet we're still relying on that. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that was not exactly comfortable for the goalkeeper then, was it?
Definitely was not.
Still got it here. Come on, Scotland. This is a good bit of pressure. We've got to get a good wee spell.
And we just ruin it by going all the way back. All the way back.
This is going to go back to the goalkeeper in a minute.
Oh, and then we're caught.
Oh, McTominay, what are you doing? He's trying to be too clever there, Alex, and he's giving it away.
Ball in the middle, and it's going to be a corner to Denmark. So,
that's a very good question there, James Cameron. Can I just say, and I'll tell you what.
Wait, we did that for James Cameron, right? I want to point this out. Gone from being on the attack at the edge of Denmark's box to 20-30 seconds later conceding a corner. Scotland for you. Sorry, Connor, take it away.
No, I totally agree. Absolutely Scotland for you. And that was one, Christie turning back for no reason, and McTominay trying to be too clever and leaving it. In terms of that, right now, I don't know. Because Scotland have really missed a boat. James, it's why they had. See, when David Moyes was unemployed, that's when they should have pulled the trigger on Stevie Clark, and they should have brought in David Moyes. And I'm telling you, they took it all day long, because when you think of the best managers to ever come out of Scotland, he's probably the only one now that's not managed the national team. Because of course, Alec McLeish has done it. Walter Smith, obviously the late great, Walter has done it.
Down, get him off. He's injured himself. Take him off.
Aye, Alex Ferguson obviously done it in 1986, so Moyes, I'm sure, would love it. We didn't do it. So now, if you get rid of Clark, I don't know who you would bring in. What about you, Alex? Any candidates?
As your best candidate. I think I could see the Scotland board, though, doing the exact same as our counterparts down south in England and going foreign. I think they could look outside of Scotland. right now there's not a lot of quality Scottish managers that could actually take this job. I do see the comments of saying Stephen Naismith will take the job. No chance. I don't think there's many quality managers out there though that would take on this job, because
It's a hard one.
For me, this squad needs a complete overhaul. I said it about 15, 20 minutes ago. You're looking at this squad and there's a lot of favourites. That could have been close there. There's a lot of favourites in this squad. A lot.
There is. The thing is, obviously, if he is to go, need to look at the landscape at the time. Obviously, as was pointed out, Moyes is at Everton, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon. That's why I'm saying he was available when he left West Ham. I said Hamilton for some reason when he left West Ham. We didn't strike while the iron was hot, and obviously even other candidates that might have been considered like Derek McInnes, he's now in a job at Hearts, so he won't go anywhere. But Naismith, you can't have Stephen Naismith. Surely,
not even further backwards.
No, I wouldn't take him at all. But
that's the route the SFA will go down with Naismith, which is my fear. If they do, you can see Scotland qualify for absolutely nothing under Stephen Naismith. Nothing.
David Martindale would be an interesting choice.
David Martindale could be. 4-0 Greece. Wow, that is a bit of a hammering. Neil Lennon, manager.
Yeah, helping the Belarusians.
And Aaron Hickey is now in a yellow. After 36 minutes, Hickey is on a yellow.
Well, that levels up then, doesn't it? It's a book and a piece.
It's interesting though, because we have Belarus on Monday, and they're getting hammered 4-0.
Can I just ask, by the way? Sorry, I don't know if I'm assuming she's still in the chat. Mel, can you just pop in the chat? Have you already got your tickets for tomorrow, or do you get them at the ground, or just so I know whether to get them online or not? Because I can't really message Martin, because being on my phone would be poor show on this. I know my camera's off right now, but people know why my camera's off.
He's getting the old makeup on.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, I'm going to go with Martin tomorrow, and the way his eyebrows are looking at Alex, you need to get yourself, it needs to get touched up.
He needs a wee touch up. Well, but McInnes is obviously a manager at a club that now with Hearts. He's not going to take the Scotland job. Alex and Connor, why are we playing Adams when he scored 9 goals last season? Yeah, because we've not got anybody else that this manager actually believes in. You've also got Kieran Bibby on the bench that could easily come on and do a job, and yet doesn't get fancied. George Hurst didn't do himself any favours last time he played, so I think it's more the experience factor of why we've got Che Adams, rather than the actual. Why would you go back the way there? London Dykes is clean through, and you go back the way and slow us down again.
Do you know who would be a real outside shout, Alex? Just a wild shout if you're just going for fantasy picks, right? And I only say this because he's unemployed, but I tell you what, it would be a hell of a gamble if they decided, do you know what, let's go and see if Jose Mourinho fancies a job. At international level, I could see that working. I mean, it won't come, let's be clear, but as a fantasy pick, you would take him. That's a great ball! Oh, he's got that target, man.
You have to be hitting the target there.
Hit the target there, for God's sake. He's just hit it straight. He's not even got any flick on it. It's got to do better there.
I love you too, Aldo. It's all right, buddy. But he's talking absolute rubbish. My curry's just been delivered. On yourself, James Cameron. Go enjoy that.
Oh, nice. What kind of curry is it, James? Don't say chicken. I mean the actual type of, unless it's Chinese, in which case it will just be. But
chicken or beef curry, no.
Yeah, if it's Chinese, that's fine. That works. But I'm meaning, like, if it's an Indian, is it a masala, a buna, a vindaloo? How spicy are we going? Is it a sag?
Mourinho leading the Union Bears to the SFA headquarters after another denied goal.
Listen, it would be eventful. See if Jose Mourinho came to Rangers or Scotland, it would be eventful. Let's not kid ourselves.
He did those coaching badges up here. He did them in Largs. Did them in Largs, did he not? His coaching badges.
Yeah, I definitely think he wants to have some managerial job up here at some point. I think he wants one of the big clubs. My fear, though, Alex, would be that he would hold on to Russell Martin too long. Brendan Rodgers would leave Celtic and he'd end up going there. That's one thing I would hate. We are
playing with fire here, by the way.
So is James Cameron with a Naga chili curry, super hot. Oof.
Oh, that's playing with fire. That's
I hope the ball rolls in the fridge. That's all I'm going to say there, James.
I was going to say the freezer, to be fair, because it's going to need it after that.
That's a good wee ball, that. Oh, Jesus, Adams just nearly tripped on it, but he's managed to get it back. That was a cool with the jersey there. Don't think it's enough.
They're absolutely gorgeous. It was with mixed meat starter, garlic naan, and poppadoms. Listen, I'm starving here. Chase yourselves with the food talk. I need to get my food after this.
What you having? Do you know?
Don't know, mate. I've not decided yet, to be fair.
I already had my dinner, so I'm doing well. I also had a curry, as it happens. I had a special curry from the Chinese and some chips. It was nice.
That's very true, by the way, from Great Wall. That Marino's pretty much done all the big derbies, bar Boca and Neil Firm.
Yeah, well, exactly. I think he'd fancy it, but you want it to be us rather than them that he goes to. And unfortunately, I don't know if did you see, and again, I don't know if there's any truth to it, but I've seen some posts on Facebook the other day suggesting that Kevin Thelwell, in a board meeting, has apparently stood up and said that if Russell Martin gets sacked,
he's away.
He's away. That's really henching your bets. What is it he's seen about Russell Martin that he thinks is so great? I don't get it. Has Russell Martin got something over him? Because that's...
He said he was the best manager he's seen in it.
Well, he's obviously not seen very many managers, has he? Let's be honest.
Definitely not.
I mean, there you go, Dougal saying it was dismissed as Bill Cap. That's fair enough. I was just saying I didn't say it was true. I just said I'd seen it. But
he said it was written down.
Dismissed as therefore it's Bill Cap, which makes more sense because, that's a hell of a hill to die on, isn't it?
Dying on the hill of Russell Martin.
Don't get me wrong. I have no doubt that there will surely have been conversations going on.
My Rife has done so many fouls right now, and he's still getting away with it. And Christie, that's him down for the third or fourth time now. Take him off. Just take him off. Oh, that's a failure.
Oh, that's a nasty one, that.
Yeah, I thought would have been there when Ancelotti was there, aye. And still didn't think he was good. That's just because Ancelotti could have a smoke in the frame. That's why he's raging.
There's one on Alex. How is Grant Hanley always getting starts for Scotland? I know he's just joined Hibs, right? And to be fair, done okay since he went to Hibs. And I think it's a good signing for Hibs for that level. I don't see why he's a starting centre back for us all the time.
No, I really don't. I don't see. Grant Hanley must have something on Steve Clark to get that starting spot because nobody else gets in it. There's so many quality centre backs. Well, look,
he sold the jerseys against Poland, didn't he? We pulled it back for 2-0 to 2-2, but we're going to at least get a point. And he fucking flies in, just wipes the player out, gives away a silly penalty to hand them the game, and you go, what are you doing?
Well, we only have one centre back on the bench, and it's Jack Hendry. Is the only other centre back we have on that bench. So
no relation to Joe.
Where's McKenna? Is he injured?
Could be.
Take Christie off. Just take Christie off. He's lost this game. He's now giving away silly fouls. He's been injured a lot. Just get him off. Honestly, I know I said Scott McKenna's on the bench, but get him off.
He's on the bench. I was just about to say, I had just checked that there. He's on the bench, yeah.
Was McKenna on the bench? Oh, that's what he is?
Aye, McKenna's on the bench, yeah.
There you go. Oh,
there's a booking for Alex as well. There we go.
That was a bad one for Christie, by the way. That's into the knee.
If he doesn't get taken off at half time,
I'd be surprised if VR doesn't look at that, by the way, because that's a serious.
Well, there is VR. There will be VR involved tonight, so they might do.
Because that is very, very high.
I think that's what Hoiberg's asking him there. He's saying, "Are you checking that?" Excuse me.
Probably left line Christie off for Gilmore. Christie's 100% Janet got away with one there because that's a red card. You like smashed him in the knee. I will say for our usual viewers that would be watching on the member show, we usually take a break at half time. Today, because we're on public YouTube, you get the pleasure of us for the full 2 hours. So there'll be no break this time. To the absolute dismay of Connor, there will be no break.
No, sorry, I'll just go. So Alex can hold you for half time. Right?
You'll be staying where you are.
Have you lost your tooth again, Alex?
No, mate, no. Not at all.
Have you not? No? Okay.
No.
Thought you might have done. No, Paul. I'm seeing that now. Obviously, Ian's point. I didn't actually. I said I'd seen it. I didn't know if it was true or not, but clearly it's not true. I'm glad it's not true. And I didn't see that you had spoken about that in the Rabble the other day.
Hence why I did bring up the comment from Sniper saying it's toothless aggression because lost a tooth. So yes, I have lost my tooth.
You just can never get that tooth to stay in.
He pretty much did do like there was a backhanded threat there. It was 100%.
Backhanded threat.
No.
Ian, have you seen the size of Alex? You'd have to be absolutely silly to threaten him.
That was a quick 1 minute, by the way. That is already half time, so it is half time, folks, and it is Denmark 0, Scotland 0. So I'm going to go for a break. Connor will take you through the half time show, and I'll catch you back.
Aye, watch me. That was a weird half on Alex. A quick half, almost. I feel like I don't know. It's just because we've been on here, but we moments. I still think we're lacking that end product.
We are. We definitely are. We're lacking that killer edge. I do think that you won't see many, but Christie has to come off. I don't doubt that Aaron Hickey will come off because he's on that booking. And we need to see either Bowie coming on for Dykes, or you take off McGinn and you bring on Ben Doak, because there's no cutting edge in this front line. There's nobody to get us going forward, Connor. When we get the ball forward, the delivery from the wings is so poor that one, they're not taking on their man, and if they do, there's nobody in the middle to pass the ball to. So it's just not working out at all. That's the way we're going, and I'm going to put us back to that because you put the badges off. That's getting to me. What I'm going to do while we're doing this, I'm going to move that up just a wee bit.
Paul, I won't be watching it live tonight. I'll need to go to bed early because I'll be getting picked up early bells.
It's getting picked up just a wee touch early, so just want
to I will catch it in the morning. We also spoke about it last night on Rabble Wrestling. Paul, if you're a CEO member, then go back and watch.
Hey, we could do it live. Why not? We'll do a watch along for that day.
What we did a watch along for?
For the SmackDown. We'll just jump straight on that day.
Aye, watch me. Alex will watch along for that. Alex and Ian can do that. They're not going to Peter Reid tomorrow.
I've got too many kids, mate. Too many kids running about. Can't afford it.
Should your kids not be in their bed at 1 a.m?
No, mate. Oh, that doesn't look right, does it? Oh. Wait. That's a wee bit low. Put that one up there. That one up there. I'm trying to get this right, folks, if you can wonder what I'm doing. Because Connor's put this stuff on the bottom, it doesn't look right. So I'm just trying to... Bless you.
Cheers.
Is that when it's on?
Yes.
1 in the morning?
Yes, Great Wall of Canada. AJ Lee is CM Punk's wife. Yeah, it starts at 1 o'clock. Yeah.
I'll be in my bed. There we
it's
go.
Also that Lesnar could be making an appearance tonight as well.
You can actually see it. McTominay at left wing and get him to go 1-versus-1 against the fullback. It could work. Great Willock, it could. Alex Connor, do the McAllister's impression for the half time. No. Do the McAllister. No.
Evan McAllister, but that's about it. Hold on a minute here. Is that Kerry Cates who's in Sportsing?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I thought she was only doing match of the day, but I like Kerry Cates. And she's got a connection to Scotland. Don't forget, Kerry Cates, of course, is the daughter of Kenny Dalglish, which makes her at least half Scottish.
I see James Cameron there asking if Scott Brown's been to Turkey for a hair implant. No, he did an interview when he joined Air United and said that he just used to shave his head. He actually can go. He does usually have jet black hair, but he used to cut it because he thought it made him more intimidating. So he used to just have a baldy.
Yeah, although noticeably when he went to Hearts, he no longer cared about being intimidated. I think he realised that once you're in Hearts, Aberdeen, I think he realised once you're in an Aberdeen jersey, you just can't be intimidating. No matter what. But genuinely, he was honestly shaving his head. He always had a full head of hair. He just kept shaving it because he wanted to look like a hard man on the park. Which, I mean, if it works, I suppose.
Why not? But do you expect any changes, Connor, for the start of the second half?
Well, I hope Ryan Christie gets taken off because I think he's not had a great half. He's squaffed at a couple of efforts. He said the header was poor, and then he gets himself a booking again for poor challenge. So I think in that aspect, I'd have him off. Who do you bring on for him is the question, Alex. Personally, I think you bring on Billy Gilmore for him, or
And what the McTominay same?
Yeah, although to be honest with you, it ended up being fucking Kenny McLean because that's usually what he does.
Probably. I do think that we need to see, and I know he's done a lot for Scotland, and I'm not disputing that, but I do think we need to see John McGinn come off and Ben Doak come on. Just that injection of pace on the right-hand side. We're not getting these results at all. And we've obviously got the physicality of Scott McTominay on that one-hand side. I like that. It was just a second with that camera. But Ryan Christie's doing absolutely nothing to get Christensen on this left-hand side. Nothing. Is that not just a bam having to shave your head to try and look hard? I mean, that was his whole thing for his career at that other club.
It's like Stevie the Bookie if he's still game. Why would a baldy bastard be shaving his baldy? But
is it because he's no baldy? Because we're alive, we need to change that wee section there because there's a few words in there that would.
Which is why I said bastard.
Bastard. I do like that. That's quite good to bastard. I think, in all honesty, Connor, you could change most of that starting 11 and actually bring on a lot of the younger lads, and you'd probably get more out of it. The issue you've got is, we spoke about it when we were talking about Grant Hanley. The one thing that we do lack is centre halves. We've not got many. We've got McKenna and we've got Henry on the bench. You've got abundance now because there's players back from injury. You've got abundance in left back and right back. Midfield has always been salty. There's actually an overabundance of central midfielders that we then play central midfielders out wide.
Even then, when he's had shortages, he's not went like the last international break. Right, we had a shortage of fullbacks because we had a few injuries. Obviously, Patterson still not really fully back.
No,
he was out, but we were just sticking with Alston, and we didn't really have a backup. And I feel like there was a few players out there he could have went to. I mean, listen, it might not be popular, but at a time where we needed a fullback, in my opinion, why didn't he pick up the phone to somebody like Chris Cadden, who'd been doing well at Hibs, as an option? It gives you a decent backup choice there. We should have been looking at those up, but he doesn't do that. He's got his players, and these are the guys I want. Eventually, he'll break younger guys into the team, but even when he calls them up, they don't get played. Bowie's on the bench, which I like. I'm hoping we see him because that boy is a great young talent. Again, he's somebody worth the watching for the future. Penrice, Great Wall, I think, is another great shout. That's been mentioned before as well. But again, he's never really got the nod for one reason or another. And bear in mind, when Steve Clark first took over Scotland, he was giving guys like Eamon Brophy starts. You know what I mean?
There's a comment there, by the way, there's two from the Great Wall of Canada. So he says, what about Penrice? He's never been called up. You can play him at full back to play Rob O'Hire. You can also do the same with Mulligan as well. The issue you've got is, though, for me, Connor, see if the two players didn't pull out, so if Tierney and Ralston didn't pull out, you can absolutely 100% guarantee they both would have started tonight. They've both been in that starting 11. And that's the thing. As these players pulled out, it forced his hand to put Hickey in. But they would have 100% been playing today. Because, again...
the thing I don't get is, why did they pull out, though? I mean, why is Tony Ralston pulled it? He's clearly not injured because he's been playing for Celtic.
So is Kieran Tierney.
And so is Kieran Tierney. You know, two Celtic players pulling out. I have to question why that is. I really do. It seems to me...
I think you'll never find out, though, but it's kind of been a bit of a blessing in disguise. Now, Robbo was never going to get dropped, right? But you'd have probably seen Tierney be put as centre-back. But it's probably been a blessing because you can guarantee that Ralston would have been at right back. To get Hickey back in, it moves Ralston back down that pecking order of not getting in. Because you've also got Max Johnson, who, in my opinion, actually gets in over Ralston as well. So you've got players there that are ahead of Ralston, and he was played out of necessity. But you've got an abundance of wingers. You've got an abundance of strikers that are good Scottish quality and never get called up. I don't think Tierney did get injured, Grant. No, but I couldn't tell you, to be fair. But that is a great point from Great Wall again. You know, had he pulled out because Alistair Johnson was injured and they didn't want an injury while he was away in international duty?
Possibly, yes. Which I get. I do get that. In fact, Rangers don't always protect their players often enough. Think about it. We've got Big Soapy in there. We could be doing without him getting injured. Because the way our defence is, I wouldn't fancy us having to play Gigan Fernandez as a centre-back partnership when we come back. But at the same time, I think a lot of players want to play for their country, don't they?
I will say, by the way, Cassie's saying that it's maybe a bit of bias. When somebody like Finlay Curtis get in, Finlay Curtis was called up for the under-21s. He's currently I think he played last night for the under-21, so he has been called up for the Scottish team. He's just not in the senior team right now. Same as like Jaden Magoma, for example. He was called up for the under-20s for England. So there is players that have been called up. There was a list that was put out of all the Rangers players that were called up. And there's quite a lot, and it makes you think, Connor, that a lot of the boys were called up for the starting 11. So you're like, oh, there could be a few injuries in there, and you kind of wonder about it. Now, one of the biggest ones was last night. It played today. Thank you, Crash. It was today. One of the biggest ones was that Nico Raskin didn't get any minutes for Belgium. Not one.
Which was interesting, yeah. On the bench the whole game. They were playing Liechtenstein as well, and they were hammering them, so I'm not sure why he's not been given any game time there. Maybe the Belgian managers just thought not the game for him, or maybe he doesn't feel he's playing enough domestically. It's tough. You all right there, Alex? Are you in the middle of having a dime?
2 minutes.
That's it. If you want to die, just you do it quietly.
I can't do what I was going to do. I was waiting to do something and realised I'm on public and I can't do it. So, you know what I'm going to do? Just in the heat.
Excuse Alex where he just dies in the background there. But
just went down the wrong way there. So, I don't know about Connor in terms of availability, but we will be back live for another watch along on Monday night as Scotland take on Belarus. I will do another watch along for that. We will do another public one, depending on if guys want it or not. If they don't, then fair enough. We'll wait until we play Hearts at the weekend.
I thought you were doing the Women's Old Firm on Sunday, no?
We're doing that as well. We are. We're doing that on Sunday. We're going to do. Are you joining me for that one? Connor's job, the women's old firm. There you go.
Yes, I'll possibly. I'll get back to you on that. Because
Jesus, that actually hurt. I will say I do agree with you, Great Wall, but at the same time, with the real lack in quality on the wins for Scotland, Finlay Curtis could have been a great addition. But as we all know, Steve Clarke isn't fond of calling up our players. I think he does it out of necessity. You look at somebody like Connor Barron, could have easily been called up, but again, we're oversaturated in the midfield, so he's probably not going to get that call up. And typically, if you look at that Scotland team right now, that Rangers team right now, sorry, there's not much Scottish players in it, to be fair. So we're kind of lacking in that department of players that could really make an impact in this team.
There's not. I mean, obviously, Barron, you've mentioned, going to be one. Lyle Cameron.
Lyle Cameron's an absolute joke, though, that he doesn't get a call up. A joke.
Lyle Cameron, both him and Lennon Miller absolutely tore it up in the midfield for the under-21s when they played together. James Wilson, Cassie mentioning, I wouldn't put him in front of McGinn. McGinn has been Mr. Reliable for Scotland for a long time.
In that position, I would, though, Connor, out wide, because McGinn's not a winger. He's got no pace to take on players out wide. We've seen that in this game. So I get the point that playing James Wilson as a winger out wide could do a job, because right now I'm screaming for Ben Doak to get on, because nothing against Joe McGinn. I said that he's done a lot for Scotland. He scored some huge goals to get us in a position that we're in, but he's not a winger. He really isn't. And I get great point. We need those wingers. We don't have it, and I think that's where we're lacking tonight, because the fullbacks are there to be got at. Now, there's not a lot of quality in the midfield to be crossed in the up front department to be crossing into, but if Ryan Christie's getting on the end of a header, there's obviously something there that we can be throwing these balls into the middle of the box, and we're just not doing it. And I agree with Sniper that we won't call it more than two Rangers players. Half time here in the USA, they just showed Bruce Rangers on VIX Tudden, TUDN, all the goals. It was a joke, Robin, absolute joke. But we are getting ready to kick off here in the second half. I just think I don't remember seeing that board go up corner for any changes. Rothwell can play for Scotland. I wouldn't put him in that midfield, to be fair. That's a channel. Right, okay. I thought it was maybe like a website or something. But no changes for Scotland at half time. So Ryan Christie, again, and that's my point, is being favoured. He's on a booking. He's having an absolute howler. And Steve Clarke's going, that's fine, go back out and get a red for the second half. Why? Well,
yeah, it's a choice, isn't it? Not one I agree with. I'd have had him taken off.
But that's just the reluctance of somebody like Steve Clarke to just make a decision, though, innit? And just go, off you get. You're quite clearly not having a game, off you get. Because he's on a booking, should have been sent off, and he's not.
Well, I mean, that's what it's going though. See if he doesn't get him off, that's a mistake he'll make. But the problem is when that happens, you're humped. Because if we go down to 10, we're definitely going to lose. Oh, he just about got in there.
I fully agree with you. If we go down to 10, we're losing this game because we're struggling with 11 right now. That's a great wee pass there, though.
Joe Rothwell can play for Scotland, can he?
I think he's got Scottish grandparents.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think it's another Scott McTominay situation, because he's obviously born down south, but got the Scottish grandparents. Denmark don't look great. I will agree with you, Cassie. They don't. And James Lowe, nice to see you, buddy. They don't look great, Cassie, but we just don't have the quality on this pitch right now to do anything.
No, we don't. And it's frustrating because there's an opportunity here to get something in this game. I really feel that, because Denmark haven't been great. That's a ball, potentially, is it? McGinn getting there, or Adams. It's bounced. McGinn uses his body well. Still got it, McGinn.
Oh, it's just a poor
The pass is poor, though. The pass is poor.
He needs to put that in front of him there. He needs to
Just
put that in front.
Done everything right there. He's won the ball and just put it in front of him. Oh.
So I will say, if you are new to the channel, I know I did this in the first half, but good to get it back out. If you're new to the channel, why not become a member of the Rangers Rabble? You can do that by hitting the subscribe and the join button.
Oh, that's going to come out to McGinn. Oh, it's blocked. Corner.
Do that by hitting the subscribe button if you want to become a member and see a lot of this content that usually is members content. You can join for as little as $1.99 a month. A lot of the content that we do can be members content, but it is not to be missed. So if you want to join, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that join button. You will see more of mine and Connor's face as you go along, but the Rabble puts out so much great content that it is here for all to be seen. A lot of it is Rangers orientated, but we do stuff like this. We do the international games, we do the Rabble Wrestling, we do both the men and the women's. So there's so many shows that you can get involved in. So do not hesitate to get involved in that.
Still in the mix here. Hanley with a head on. It's a bit scrappy.
Evening, buddy. Evening, gentlemen. Spending my Friday evening trying to plan my own stag do. That's a bit sad, that, to be fair.
You don't have a best man to do that. Is that not the best man's job? I'll away and just talk to a brick wall.
Your best man needs a scoosh in the Tadger for that, man, because you shouldn't be planning your own stag do.
No.
It's like,
no. Just think about it, Craig. That now means if you find yourself, at a gentleman's club, for example, you can't blame the best man anymore for that because it's you that's organising. So anything goes wrong, it's on you.
Done it once before, so happy to plan my own along with the best man. If you find yourselves with a fluffy handcuffs, you've only got yourself to blame because you packed them.
As a matter of fact, Alex.
Oh, that was unlucky from
Very
unlucky. Cornelius.
Should we feel offended that there doesn't appear to have been? Should we feel offended that Craig doesn't appear to have sent invites our way for this stag do?
Very offended, mate. Very, very offended. They did.
Poor for you, Craig.
I'm not caring about that, Craig. The fact that none of the Rabble got an invite, insulted. Exactly, for $1.99, you get to see Connor arguing with everybody. It's 100% value for money. And as Paul says, there is 62 watching tonight, and there's only 39 likes. So if you know you haven't liked, give it a wee like. Why not? The stag do is in Minehead, Devon. Listen, an invite will only hurt. Doesn't matter where it is. The invite is all that counts. The Rashton show raised some eyebrows. Did that.
Oh, it certainly did, yes. Martin thought he was going to put it to bed completely. Thought he was going to get it absolutely dealt away, and his missus absolutely threw him right under the bus. It was terrific. A Butlin's weekend.
And JD got an invite. Oh, there's going to be some fallouts here, boys.
I mean, honestly. Now, listen, Craig, Alex can drive us all down to Butlin's. It's fine.
Paul, what for missed? I see you pointing up the way. What for missed? Get your tribal chief.
I was going to say, are we acknowledging the tribal chief? Is that what's happening?
Oh, is that you got an invite, Paul? Oh, see, it's all coming out now, Craig. Oh, the guys getting invites and we get none. Terrible.
Shocking behaviour. Absolutely shocking behaviour.
Scotland looking like they're coming out. They're more lively in the second half. £130 for accommodation and limited breakfast and dinner if you fancy it.
£130 for accommodation and unlimited breakfast and dinner.
Right, Connor didn't even read the accommodation part. He just seen the breakfast and dinner. And he's like, oh,
sign me up. And the only thing is, though, Alex, you have to remember it's in England. Therefore, with their breakfast, you're not going to get a tatty scone. You're not going to get a full slice. That's all gone.
shocking, unbelievably shocking, isn't it? Can you bang on the table and say, "I want my tatties gone, and you will take my money"?
Oh Jesus God! I thought that was in there. That just
So
took
do
a wee
I.
deflection. Out it goes. Friday to Monday.
No. That's it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Alex can have fun selling that to the missus, particularly when there's a possibility.
My boss would be boot it all the way down to England.
Well, the fact is, there's a possibility of an overnighter in Belfast in the middle of January as well that he's going to have to sell.
Bearing in mind, I've already booked my annual leave for the Wayne and that's birthday, so I definitely it could be on the wrong side of a boot in the Tadger.
I tell you what, though, if we make it to Belfast, Alex, that should be good. I will enjoy that.
I will enjoy that. Never believe anything I say unless I have borrowed your money when you were last hammered. Oh, I'm the worst for lending money when I'm hammered. 3 nights, 60 each for an apartment. What, in Butland? I thought it was, you said it was 130 quid. My maths, no math in here, but 130 quid.
No, I think what he's meaning is it's between two people, you would be basically £60 each, I think. Or 3 people.
Bendel is on the bench and 100% should be on. He should be on right now, but I think what Steve Clark's trying to do is keep the boys that are on the now, try and get at least a goal, and then bring them on. Siege 1, good evening, welcome everybody.
Welcome along, Siege.
I will if we can get to Belfast in January, that'd be a great night because obviously a few boys are looking at it. We're trying to obviously look at the boat and that now to try and get over, so there could be a good right. What? Craig, you just said 130 quid. Now you're saying it's
collectively. I'm assuming he means you can get the apartment without the food for £60. The food.
No, because I'm so. Oh, I don't know. Too many. The beers are hit me already.
60 plus 70, Alex, would be 130. So I'm assuming that's food and apartment. If it's just apartment, it must be 60.
No, because he said 130 for accommodation and unlimited breakfast and dinner.
Which will be £60 for the apartment, £70 for the breakfast and dinner.
Yeah, but he said a night.
He did say a night, aye. No, I'll grant you that.
He's not hidden, right? It doesn't matter. It's not matter. It's not hidden, right? It's cool. It's been a while since I watched Scotland. Now I remember what exactly. Me too.
My camera will be back on in a second. I'm just pouring myself.
Look at the comments for Siege. I can't read it out, but that's brilliant. You need to ask Craig. It is a stag do after all. Martin, I think I'm picking it out now, to be fair, but it's all right.
What did you do in yours?
All right, okay, right. I get you now. And Martin, he's peace. No, the quickest.
What did you do in your stag do, Alex?
I just went out for the night and just got absolutely leathered, to be fair. So I can't remember my stag do, in all honesty.
I can't remember it either. That's right. I wasn't invited.
You weren't invited, that's fine.
15-year best pals and he doesn't fucking invite me to his stag do. It's shocking.
Language.
Apologies, that's £1 in the spare jar for me.
Yep. That will be paid to the Craig Harrison stag do night out.
Yes. See, the problem is, you're right, watching the language and that. But see, when you're Scottish, you do use those words as just connecting words in a sentence. They just roll off the tongue.
What's your order? What did I do? Oh, no inviting Connor.
It is out of order, JD. Honestly, totally out of order.
Connor was given an invite and wouldn't even get his backside to my wedding, right? So it's no out of order. He didn't even come to the wedding. Come on in.
Well, no, hold on a minute here. Let's just pause and rewind. I was invited to the wedding. I will grant you that. But
and did they come?
No. There's a key point Alex is not mentioning there. Hold on. I was invited to the wedding. However, the date of the wedding got changed due to COVID. I was not abreast of when the new date was, so I didn't know.
He was 100%. He was. And here's a question for you: would McCoist take the Scotland job, or is he too comfy with the media stuff? He's far too comfy with media. Far too comfy. I don't think
he'll go back into management now.
Nah, he's not getting up the TNT BT. How is that a booking for Lewis Ferguson, by the way? How is that a booking for Lewis Ferguson? He won't give that up. I've always been a Scotland supporter, but this setup is getting stale and predictable. I agree with Alex that he picks the same players regardless and doesn't take risks when given the chance. He doesn't take risks, not at all. I think right now we can see it. Everybody will see this. He's playing for the draw, and I agree, JD. That excuse does not wash.
Well, hold on a minute. In order to go to something, you need to know when it is.
He was told. He was told.
I was told the original date. I didn't know when the date was changed. Anyway, this is ancient history.
You just said you didn't get an invite to my stag, and that was poor behaviour. You didn't even come to my wedding.
Well, maybe if I'd have been invited to the stag, I'd have turned up to the wedding. Oh, Adam's coming through here. Signs it through. Dykes takes the touch. Mini shot.
Man. Why? What's with the 15 touches? Just hit the ball. Oh, that's Lyndon Dykes.
First time there. Got to go first time there for me.
Like his namesake, Lyndon is slow to the party. We're so far behind. We're about a minute behind, but you're so slow you've not caught up yet. But that he needs to hit that ball there. What a joke.
He actually slowed down as it was played to him as well. He should have just been running onto that and having the first time there. Absolutely, Kevin. Got to be first time.
Kevin. A top striker smashes that first time. And that just shows, Scotland doing well again here. Ball in the middle.
It's good play that. Almost fell to Adams in the penalty spot. McGinn.
Unlucky Hickey.
There's the effort. Is that a deflection? No, it's just straight out of the kick.
And the London that would have scored that. Isn't he right-footed as well? Exactly, he's right-footed. Just hit the ball. That'll be why Hibs didn't want to sign him. They're like, no, you can't hit a ball. Do you know what's poor about that though, Connor, is the fact that that's your right back in that position. Not an attacker, not a midfielder. Your right back is in the position to smash that there. Scotland have took the foot off the brakes in this second half and they've gone for it, but they're just doing nothing to get this ball forward.
This is the problem we've had though with Clark. Even when we've done that, we'll create chances and see if we don't score against teams like this. Eventually, you're going to get punished. It could happen here.
It's across to the other side.
That's good play. Really good play. Call it a.
Martin, no, he's not even getting a game with Birmingham right now. It is Birmingham. I need to check with the VAR of Connor. He sure it's Birmingham because it was.
Yeah, no, he signed for Birmingham, didn't he? In the summer.
Udinese, so I need to check this before I go out there and fact check it.
Kiss, yes.
He didn't want that ball at all.
Probably been bumped to Kyogo, probably. I mean, to be honest with you, if Kyogo could find a Scottish granny, I'd bump
it there and start heading backwards. Just say Linda, but I get it, Linda.
Big Linda.
Oh, Linda. And
that's the thing, Alex. Seeing that position there, right? How slow he was. See if that's Kieran Bibby. I don't think he's as slow as that to get that.
No, not at all. Kieran Bibby hits that first time there because he knows he's running onto it.
Or even if the reverse was happening there and it was Adams running on.
How was that? Right, wait a minute here. He's waited for 4 passes to give the free kick to Denmark. 60 minutes and still no Scotland subs. Why does Clark not risk it for 3 points? 1 point won't make us qualify. Far too risk averse. Exactly. You're sitting at a point now where we need the substitutions. You know Greece are running away with it right now. What are they, 4-0 up still? And yet we're going, we'll be fine. Greece are 4-0 up against Belarus. And we're sitting here playing for a draw.
Listen, we'll play Greece in November, and they're a good side enough.
We'll get smashed if we're playing like this.
Well, they comfortably beat us last time we played them, really. So
exactly. It wasn't even like it needed any effort to win that game, Connor. None.
No.
Ball whipped into the back post here.
Oh, see, this is the danger. This is where you could get punished.
That's a great bit of defending, though, for Aaron Hickey, by the way. Great bit of defending. He's not switched on, but then he gets to it and he just reacts. They're saying he has to be aware. The man has to close the cross down. There's 2 players over that side to close it down. Why are you blaming Hickey for that? Hickey's done everything to get the ball away. Oh, this is where Scotland are going to concede in this game, 100%, and Denmark are going to put 11 men behind the ball because we don't have any quality.
Well, I'm telling you now, when you look at the chances, Alex, in my opinion, we should have at least 2.
But we don't have the strikers to put them away.
No, we do not, which is a problem. It's floated out again.
Why is Gunn punching it? Just catch it. Oh, Angus Gunn, man.
I always prefer Dennis and Gunn, personally.
Great beer, by the way. See the whiskey finish? Oh, great beer.
I remember the days of us going into Witherspoons after work and having a wee nice cold pint.
It was $5.50 a pint.
Which is a disgrace.
Chase yourself. Oh, I thought that was in. I thought that was in, by the way.
So inflation figure, I think, is back then. We'd have thought 350 was quite steep.
It's now 5-0 Greece, by the way.
5-0 Greece. Oof.
I'd happily take 4 points from the 2. Well, we're going to beat Belarus, we know that, right? But right now, we're not even taking a point from Denmark the way we're playing. Scotland aren't a team fighting together, just a group of individuals. Where have we heard that before, Kevin? Where have we heard that before? There's a country team right now that are playing like that.
Well, still 26 minutes or so left in the clock to try and find it.
Get somebody in the middle.
There's Dykes.
Oh,
that's a good ball.
That was a great ball, by the way. Again, turning.
Goes across.
Dykes. Oh.
I think the ball was just a little bit too far in front of him there. McGinn's done well. Take the corner. McGinn's done well and get a corner, to be fair.
We don't have a substitution on. We need that sub now. Can't be 65 minutes in. They've made how many subs now? I think they've made 2 or 3. One. But we made none. Not a single substitution. We need it.
He won't make one. The amount of words you've got another 10 minutes before he makes a change. That's Steve Clark all over the back.
Great ball at Canada. We have the chance to take 6. Denmark have been average, and we're not putting the foot in the throat. Exactly.
Good ball.
Post in here.
Ball back in. Towards the back post as well.
And just nobody attacking it again. Right, get substitutions, Clark. Is that another Scotland corner?
Don't think so. Didn't see it take a touch.
No, it didn't take a touch, but it is. How's that another corner?
Maybe it took a touch on the way into the box.
Don't be surprised if it's Greece. Greece will. Donald. Donald, how are you, buddy? No seen you in a while, to be fair. How are you?
Hickey with the throw. McKinn's in absolutely no man's land. He's totally drowned out with the 2 Danish defenders right in front of his face. What you need in a position like this, Alex, is somebody who can do a big sort of Rory Delap style throw, just get it right into the area.
Well, apparently James Tavernier can do that. He's not done it for the last day. Apparently he can do it now.
Oh, that's a foul.
Hickey needs to be careful, by the way. He's on a yellow. Hickey's on a yellow.
He does. Yeah, that's true. Actually, he is on a yellow. So he does have to watch himself. That's not the best ball across their own box here. For the Danish.
Random gamer, Denmark or Scotland? Obviously Scotland. Obviously. If we sneak this, I'll be so happy, by the way, Sniper. But I mean, I'd do that. But I'm wearing the better team, to be fair. So.
Oh, I mean, I don't think anybody, Alex, is in a hurry to see Russell Martin come up against Steve Clark.
A board fest written all over it.
That might be worse than that old firm. McGinn does well.
I do appreciate you at least popping in, Donald.
McTominay is up at the back post. Schmeichel comes out, punches. Robertson now. We're asking some questions, but
we are. We've been asking questions though.
That's poor.
That's just poor. Why? There's actually Che Adams at the front post, easily open for just a pass to the feet. Who was that? Was that Johnson there?
Warming up, I think so, aye.
So we're taking off Hickey because he's on that booking.
Well, then surely that's the case you made for Christie. At least Hickey's played better than Christie.
Well, we've currently got 3 players on a booking corner. Lewis Ferguson, Ryan Christie, and Aaron Hickey are all on a booking right now. So we're going to see those 3 players departing. Is it the old tenants tonight for yourself, Connor?
Is indeed, yes. The old tenants. Only a couple. I'm just having a couple watching the game. Once the game's done, there'll be no more drinking done because then I'll struggle to get up in the morning.
Aye, so I've just had the confirmation on my phone that it is Max Johnson on, Aaron Hickey off. And I agree, Robin, we need to change up front, but we're not going to. Steve Clark's going to come out and say that it was a great point for Scotland away from home against a very good Danish side to get that nothing each straw and come away with a point. Yeah, I know.
Could be.
I was actually just saying that a little bit of nothing each, but you can put that on the loss as well. Martin, I do agree with you, to be fair, buddy. I do. Hickey has played well. The unfortunate thing with him is that he got that booking. So when you're a fullback, you can't risk that because you're going to have to go into a lot of challenges. And he did up the top. And if he's in that position, he can't be putting in those kind of challenges that risk him then getting sent off.
Oh, that's broken king there. A wee bit there for Adams. Free kick.
Sure, that's got to be at least a booking. That's got to be a booking. That's last man.
He's handballed that as well as everyone else, the defender. He's not quite last man because Christensen's there, but he's not made an attempt to get the ball there. So, I mean, he should have
Hoyland on to win it. I would not be surprised if Rasmus Hoyland gets a goal. Good point away against the group favourites. Media will 100% Cassie, 100%. 100%.
Rasmus Hoyland. Well,
Rasmus, lick of the lips, Hoyland.
Let's hope he's as crap for Denmark as he was for Man United.
He's a bit on loan to Napoli, is he not?
I believe you are correct there. Yes, that's why I said
you've got no clue.
No, that's why I said as he was for Man United because I knew he'd left. I just couldn't remember where he went. I think it's Napoli. Yeah.
Is he going to get? He's going to give a handball here, by the way, and a yellow card as well,
which actually makes him a teammate of Scott McTominay. That's a poor decision.
Max Johnson, who's just on, by the way, has been booked, even though he's pushed in the back. If you watch it, he's pushed.
It's not even a handball. Where it hits him, Alex? It's hitting there.
How's that a handball?
How can that be a hand?
Why have Scotland failed to produce a striker of any worth in 30 years? I'm not even going. I don't know why. We just can't. Sorry, it's a low option to buy. You're right. Hey, Hickey, you're so fine. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm not even getting into that. But you can't hit him up here on the shot and then say that's a handball. I'm booking for it. That's such a harsh yellow card. And VAR's checking this, by the way.
What are they checking it for?
For a possible red card. You can't hit him that high on the jersey and then give him a yellow card for it.
Well, it's not even anywhere close to a red card either. It hits him on the logo. That's not a red card in its life. If they're checking that for a red card, that's an absolute disgrace.
What do you mean? You can't overturn the yellow. Yeah,
he's going to the monitor here, Alex. He's going to the monitor.
No way is he going to the monitor to check if that's a red card.
How can that be a red card? How can that be a red? That's an absolute disgrace. Disgraceful for you for this.
Giving that a red card, by the way. He's actually going to give this as a red card. You're not getting sent to the monitor. Cassie, he's checking if it's a possible handball and a red card for Max Johnson.
but it hits him on the sleeve. So first of all, it's not even a handball, and it's nowhere near deliberate. So how can it be a red card?
He's actually going to send him off. Look, they're going to slow this down to make it look like it's hit him in the arm.
Why are you showing a far away angle? Show the close angle so you can see where it fucking hits him.
He's actually going to send him off here. Yeah, he's going to send him off here.
I know somebody ever said, "Oh, it's but it's not."
If you zoom in and look at the correct angle,
show him where the ball hit him. Show him where the ball hit him. Why are you showing a far away angle from miles? Show him the close angle.
So we're not seeing what card this is, but Cassie basically the balls came in. It's hit Max Adams on the arm, and he's stuck there like yellow, right? But to even give him a yellow is so much of a stupid decision that the lineman's waving the flag saying that's a red. It's not even a yellow card.
I cannot, honestly, Alex.
No.
VAR sending him to the monitor there is a disgrace. It hits him in the sleeve for a start, so it shouldn't even be a booking because it's not a handball. But to send him to the monitor.
Connor, before you even continue your point, do you know what's worse though? How can VAR, who sent him to the monitor, show him every angle as far away as possible? They don't show one zoomed in image that shows it hits him here. How can you go, right, we'll show you from about 50 yards, 60 yards away in the stand that it possibly hits his arm and his arm's out? You need to show that it hits him on the sleeve. That is stupidity. Believe me, it is a good refereeing decision, but it's stupidity that it's been sent in the first place. And I agree with you. Or CJ, sorry. Nah. Stupidity.
Tanvir. I mean,
I thought Denmark were clear and obvious penalty.
Yeah. But VAR, I'm glad the referee showed a bit of backbone there and a bit of bottle and not went with the VAR and decided, you know what, it's not. But VAR, that VAR official needs to be
ejected.
He needs to be taken off or something. Because how can you? Why he shouldn't be going to the monitor? VAR shouldn't be intervening. It's not even it's not really a handball. And I tell you, I know it's seen Scottish. Somebody ever said it's SFA level, but I'll tell you what now. I know Willie Collum said last season that if a ball hit somebody there, it would not be given as a handball in Scotland. So you wouldn't even expect a VAR check because it would be a foul.
And I will say, Tanvir, if you're wanting Denmark to win, good luck to you. But thanks for coming in. There's a couple of other comments I want to bring up, and I'm going to go straight to Connor with something here. But some of these VAR angles are shocking. Make so many sense.
That's not convincing.
VAR is probably a great tool. It's just that there are a lot of people with single-digit IQs to monitor it. They are changing the rules every season. There's a penalty in a Denmark goal if you're all gaming, and another ref going to give a red card, so fair play ref, but that VAR team needs sacked. Connor, why is it though, when you look at the VAR, do they go for such far away angles that they decide that that's what they want to look at? How can you be looking at such far away angles for something like a handball when in actual fact it's going to come down to millimeters of distance? You know, if it hits him here, it's not. If it hits him here, it's a handball. How can they be looking at such far away angles and make a clear decision to go, that's a handball?
I honestly don't know. I mean, there's factors there, right? And what's happened, I'm glad the ref's made the decision he's made because he's sure about a bottle. And because you can see two things there. Number one, it hits him very high up in the arm, right in the sleeve, which is technically not a handball. Number two, there is a shove. He is shoved. His arm's only up there because he's shoved. And honestly, so I don't get that at all. No, as far as I'm aware, there has not been a Denmark goal, so that was.
And there's another booking by the way for Che Adams, who is pushed to the ground and kicks the ball and is booked for it. But I do like that the sniper was a bit premature with a time out there because somebody's come in and said it was a Denmark goal. When in actual fact there was no goal. I love that. But Connor, there's a comment and it's where is it? Sorry, I want to bring this up. I don't think it was a comment. I think it was one in our group chat. But it's the fact that because Max Johnson's come on as that sub, We're now just sitting in our own box. We can't even get out. Yet for the last 15 minutes, we've been the team on fire.
I mean, yeah. We've been good in this second half, but again, we need to have an end product because that's where you can get caught out and end up in trouble.
But you look so poor and you bring one substitution on. One sub. You go right back to right back.
And that sub comes straight into the eye of a storm where he immediately gets sent off.
How much would that have affected Max Johnson's confidence though? You know, you come on and instantly you're booked, but then you're sent straight off as well.
Yeah, it would have massively affected his confidence, there's no doubt about it. Because he would
know right wing? Why is Dykes at right wing? That's a striker and he's sitting at right wing. Get in the middle.
Blue Mac would fake an announcement of Russell Martin getting sacked, wanting a timeout.
No, never.
It's not a foul. Get yourself. Just use his body to get round him, man. And that's the line.
No, I bought that there. Bought it. Oh, as we go into the final 10 minutes or so here, Connor, Steve Clark's definitely playing for a draw here, isn't he? Like, you've got Kieran Bowie on the bench, Lennon Miller on the bench, Ben Doak on the bench, and we're just literally, Paul said it as well, we'll go for the draw. You've got so much young, quality talent. Even George Hurst had a degree on that bench, and you're going, nah, I'll just stick with what I've got. We are just doing nothing to show any fight to get this. None. And I agree, Martin, we need a sub on, but we're just doing nothing of it. Nothing.
All right, now it doesn't look like it, but 10 minutes to go, he's got to make a change. Get Kieran Bowie on the park. Get Lennon Miller on the park. Get fresh legs there. Get Ben Doak in. How well he's played for us. I mean, really?
So Denmark have made 3 substitutions, 2 attacking, 1 defensive, and we've just gone fully defensive. Get it on. Get an attacking substitution on.
I get what you're saying, Blue Mac, but they've been there for a memorable win tonight. There's a win in this for us tonight. Denmark haven't been great. We've had so many great chances that we could and should have taken. So I get what you're saying. On the surface, at the start of the game, you take a draw, but when the game's unfolded like that, you're thinking, go for the jugular here. Go and try and get a win.
To Rangers fans who don't walk in the way you walked. All right, sports fan, no bother. That's fine, pal. Cheers for that. No bother. Each to their own, I suppose. Like, it's then a Scotland game here, but each to their own.
Denmark coming forward again now they're getting a spell.
Denmark have been poor and they're here for the taking, but we also need to be shown that we've got the ability to do it, because right now we've done nothing.
Martin, 100%. 100%. How well that boy's done in a Scotland jersey. You would be, Alex. He should be in the park. He should be on by now.
I mean, he's going to get less than 10 minutes, and we're still sitting here going, why is Ben Doak not getting on? What's he done? Is he pissed off Steve Clark or something? Because he should be in this team, 100%. I
don't know, he must have pissed in his cornflakes or something this morning, I get it, it's not absolutely go back, and you're right, Belarus is up more. It's a non-negotiable, that one. If he fails to win that, then you need to severely ask questions.
Yeah, but
the only way to win it is by failing to score.
Yeah, but what's going to happen with that though, Connor, is that we're going to play Belarus, right? We're going to win 1-0, and Steve Clark's going to go that it was a great result. That's what's going to happen. We're going to beat them 1-0 to a last-minute win, and he's going to go, it's a great result to get 3 points on the board.
Steve Clark sacked before Christmas and Bender walks for the end of the season. Well, I mean, listen, I think your odds on that are shorter than they would have been this time last year. But I imagine Steve Clark will see out the qualifying campaign.
Oh, Jamie, I didn't even notice that, by the way. You climbed. No, you climbed. Didn't even notice that, so there you go. Steve Clark 100% has his favourites. We've said that for the get-go. There's so many opportunities to bring on better players right now, and Steve Clark will still stick with his favourites. Are we getting some subs? Hi guys, it's hard enough watching Rangers, never mind Scotland. Oh, tell us about it, Martin. Tell us about it. That's why I'm not doing it alone. And we're finally getting George Hurst for Che Adams. I will watch SmackDown tonight, Sniper Eye, but I'm not doing it live. Do you know what I don't get, right? And we've seen this so many times with Steve Clark. Why does he do one sub, one sub, one sub? You know you can make more than one sub.
I know, it's like somebody has they told them, Steve, guess what? See, modern day football, you can actually make 5 subs, so you don't need to go 1-1-1-1. You can just...
Connor, well done to you. You called it spot on. You said that if Ryan Christie was going to come off, Kenny McLean will come on. Ryan Christie came off, Kenny McLean came on. Yes, we have got Ben Danham Doak as well, but Jesus Christ, man. Why is Kenny McLean getting a shout here? Should have done a watch along last night, Northern Ireland. At least there was goals. A 5-4-1. Yep, Dykes is a wasted shot. 100% agree with you. I don't always think we can count on beating Denmark at home. Denmark will probably change before the next game against us, like Greece did in the playoffs. Exactly. Need to head back in. Catch you guys. Paul, cheers, buddy. Catch you later on.
Thanks for doing this, Paul.
He loves Kenny McLean. Absolutely loves Kenny McLean. Who did he come on for? Lyndon Dykes. No, Ryan Christie, I was right. So Ben Doak's playing at striker.
Yeah, I told you. Christie goes off, it's McLean that'll come on. That's the change he makes. It's predictable at this point. And do you know the worrying thing about that is, Alex? If I can predict that, you best believe the Denmark manager knowing that.
Oh, 100%. But now we've got the pace up top, we still don't use it. I mean, I say that, but look at the pace here. Sure, that's a free kick. George Hurst just couldn't get away. But we haven't
kick
and there is a yellow card. Is it Christensen?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Anderson.
Big Linda's been jobby. No, Linda. I mean, George Hurst has showed a good bit of pace there, but he just was not getting away from Anderson. Is that Joachim Anderson?
I tell you what, Alex, if you're Kieran Bowie.
Oh, you're raging. You're absolutely raging. Like, George Hurst hasn't done anything in a Scotland jersey or a career jersey, whereas Kieran Bowie has scored some absolute worldlies so far for Hibs. Still can't get in.
Well, exactly. I mean, it's... But again, this is Scotland on the back. Let's not go with the players who are actually in form. Let's just go with the guys that I like. Oh, that's oh.
There's only one man in the match right now, and it's me and Connor, because none of this team deserve a man in the match. None of them.
Look at that, by the way. Ben Doak, in about it straight away, manages to win the corner.
You feel for Kieran Bowie. If he was 34, he'd be getting a start. Well, you love it. I know, straight about it, and he's literally got almost a shot. He's at least got a shot on target. He should have been on for the start, never mind the 60th. Should have been on from the start. Right, so 86 minutes, and we have a corner here from Lewis Ferguson. Corner whipped
No,
in.
the referee's pulled it up. That'll need to be retaken. He's obviously seen something he doesn't like. Bit of pushing and shoving between Hanley and the defender. That means as soon as this comes in, Alex, it'll be a free kick. So let's no bother getting it. I mean, Hanley has sent the defender into the goals. Grant, I don't know if anybody's told you, mate, but it's the football you need to put in the goals, not the defender. Well, here we go, second time lucky. And it comes floated back post, and it's going to go out for another corner.
That's for a corner, but it's a goal kick.
How is he giving a goal kick there? How possibly could McGinn have got that when the Danish player was above him?
Literally above him. Like, there's not even any way to dispute it. He's above him.
Attempts on target, Alex. One for Scotland, one for Denmark.
Right, well, folks,
Attempts on target.
Such a boring game of football to watch.
You're actually becoming cursed, Alex. You know that? You had to sit and do the most boring Old Firm in living memory as your last watch along, and you were watching another one of the most boring international games you could watch.
Right, safe and on, folks. Connor's going to take you through every watch along because I'm the
right? I don't know. All I'm saying though is if the women's Old Firm ends up being a 0-0 Borefest as well, then there's problems. Questions need asked.
If that ends in 0-0, right? I'm telling you right now, I retire from every every watch along because I'm not doing that, right? I'm not sitting through every game and watching boring 0-0 goal fest. It's just not happening.
Oh, Sagan! Oh, then it's back at him again.
Oof.
Do you know maybe worth doing one point during these qualifiers, Alex, when as the rounds go on? We could maybe do what we've done for the Nations League. Remember, me and you and Martin done the sort of rabble sort of Saturday idea.
That's right. I will had a game on the go, one game each. No, because that was the only game that went to extra time and then penalties. So no.
Well, mine went to extra time.
No, that's right. Mine ended in a nothing each draw. Then I swapped to a game. Then that game went to extra time, and I swapped again. It went to penalties. So
yes.
No, I got the longest shift of the lot. I was like, I'll go to Spain and Netherlands. That's gonna end it in 90 minutes. Nope, extra time. Then Netherlands go in front. Spain get it back. You think, right, this game's gonna have a winner in it. Nope, penalties.
To be fair, that was some game of football, though.
Oh, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable game of football. Martin's trying to do a point. Every time he's trying to get a point across, there's been a goal! There's been a goal! It was every point. You couldn't get a word it.
Start maybe Doak Miller on Monday, Alex. What do you reckon? I mean, I would like him to, but I don't think he will.
He won't. He 100% won't. There's another player now. I know he plays for the other side of Glasgow, but if you're Luke McGowan, you've got to be wondering what you've got to do to get in the Scotland squad because there's so many possibilities. And I do agree that Lyle Cameron and Luke McGowan have to be in it, but I do agree with you, Graham. Kieran Bowie should be starting for Lyndon Dykes. Ben Doak should be starting for John McGinn, and Lennon Miller has to be starting for Che Adams. That's your front three. The issue you've got is that then you'll want to put McTominay out in the left wing.
Can I ask a question, Alex? Why is Ben Doak now known as Ben Gannon Doak? What happened there?
His parents might have hyphenated the last name, and he's took the hyphenated last name.
Maybe.
Married.
Because the last time he played for Scotland, he was definitely just Ben Doak. It was Ben Gannon Doak.
Gannon Doak.
Gannon no do that.
Exactly singing it was. That was the night Martin's lineup was from 2013. He was looking for Cesc Fabregas and Xavi and Iniesta in that team, and he's going, where are they? Why are they not playing in this team? Because they've retired from football.
I mean, yeah, right. 5 minutes going.
Get the young players more experience and develop into a better team. We're playing Belarus in a neutral venue against a team who has taken a hammering tonight. Yeah, but Scotland will still go out there and show they've got nothing. They all need to be 10 years older for Steve Clark to even consider them such a waste. Exactly. You said it right there.
You're right there, Echo Finlay, I'll tell you.
You said it right there that they all need to be in their 40s for Steve Clark to even go, you could be a cracking player. Following our future captain, Kenny McLean. Oh, I love it.
Scotland come forward right here. Doak looks to try and dance by, but he's just ran into traffic.
He has to go out wide there, though, Connor, doesn't he?
Yeah,
like said,
I think so. Go wide and run down the byline and try and then cut it back across is probably what he maybe should have been doing there.
We should have, but we're just not gonna. If anything, Denmark are going to get a late winner here with the way Scotland are playing. There's still 4 minutes or so to watch, and it could happen, but you highly, highly doubt it.
I wouldn't put it past it happening, no. It's typical Scotland stuff, that, isn't it? For that to happen.
What are chances of qualifying? Love that.
And it comes, a gun comes and flaps at that one there, dear me.
Wow. Flapping at that there. And they've got a
great ball. I will just say, and it doesn't really matter at this stage, but you put that Angus gun point in before we seen it.
He did.
But that was again, look at this, Alex.
Like,
pro I'm sorry, why is he trying to punch that? Just come out and gather it. Catch it.
Every opportunity that ball's come in tonight, Connor, he's punched every one of them. He's done nothing to grab the ball tonight. He's gone nowhere near it with two hands. He's punched at everything. People's elbow from gun on the way down. He thinks SmackDown's on the night. I'm going to show what I can do. All right,
it's one way of putting it. Great. Well, it doesn't matter. Listen, at this point, it's fine, but it wasn't a goal or anything like that. But just a future reference for Monday night when Alex was on, you know. Graham Caldwell. You've seen the national teams play well tonight. Hickey did play well tonight, to be fair.
We are on Monday. No, Alex. We are on Monday.
No, Alex is on Monday.
You'll be joining me, don't you worry? You're my national team colleague.
Wayne did it, didn't he?
Exactly. So, exactly, Sniper. You did say 10 minutes in this would be nothing each. And I mean,
but it's Sniper's fault then. He jinxed us all. He cussed us all when he said that.
And to have one shot on target the whole game for each team is just a joke.
That's really poor, isn't it? One shot on target for each team.
Greece 5, Belarus 1.
Yeah, so Greece will be already a fair way in front at the top of that table. It would be 2 points, but the goal difference is basically another point itself now.
Exactly, Sniper should be banned for spoiling. He should, because he spoiled that for the start.
I mean, that's true, to be fair. Although in saying that, I'm surprised Alex didn't already know that, because Alex is usually watching these games in the future.
True. Connor will be on the next Watchalong for domestic league games. He should. Wembley, he should be on it every game. Because apparently I'm a cuss, so he should be on it himself.
Now, the Watchalongs are Alex's baby now, so when it comes to the main domestic games, that'll be an Alex thing. Although, I will say, it won't exclusively be Alex, because of course, there will be occasions where myself and Alex will make our way to Ibrox, I dare say. So,
what happened is the Watchalong will be cancelled that week because the boss man just wanted to do it himself, right? So, you found it here first. Nah, it wasn't a spoiler, it was a prediction, as I'm the predictions champion. It's the old firm all over again. You are right, it is the old firm all over again. And it has finished. Denmark 0, Scotland 0. That was a Hochin game of football. So I can only thank each and every one of you for joining us for that game, because that was Hochin to watch. Connor, your thoughts on the end there?
Poor. Simple as that. Just poor. Lacking in quality. Both boxes lacking in quality. I feel we had the better of the chances. I feel we should have scored. I think Christie with his header got to do better. Lyndon Dykes as well. I mean, Adams has played a brilliant ball, and Dykes just slows down. He's got to run onto that and hit it first time. I don't know why he doesn't. So that's a missed opportunity for me. And yes, I know at the start of the evening where they said, well, you know what, going away to Denmark, you take a point. And listen, the last time we played Denmark a couple of years ago, we got comfortably beaten. So I get that 100%, get that way of thinking. But the reality of it is we've missed a major opportunity tonight, because they were poor. They were there for the taking. And I hope we don't reflect back upon this, Alex, and regret it when it comes to the nitty-gritty. Because if we're going to qualify for this World Cup, we need to make sure we beat Denmark now at Hampden. And we're going to have to get the results against Greece. Belarus should, and I preface it, should take care of itself. But even against Belarus, Alex, we're going to need a better finishing touch. And for me, I think it's criminal that Kieran Bowie did not get an appearance tonight.
There's a lot of quality on that bench for Scotland, and absolutely none of them were showing tonight. A lot of the young boys can feel hard done by and not being played tonight, and it just shows that Steve Clark really needs to think about the favourites and who should and shouldn't be played, because a lot of those boys shouldn't have been played tonight. I will say before we end the show, as the Sniper's put in, if you're new to the channel, why not become a member of the Rabble family by hitting that join button? It starts at 1.99 a month, and I mean you get to see great photos like that photo from Sniper, his profile photo. There's so much that we do on this channel, from women's shows, main shows. You get reactions, build-ups, the watch-alongs. We get everything on this channel. We get the women's show, Rabble Wrestling, get watch-alongs for the wrestling as well. There's so much, Connor, that this show does that if you want
the women's shows, you also get access to the Discord as well if you want it. You don't have to, but if you become a member and you've been a member for, I think, a month, then you message Martin, you email him, just provide proof of your membership, and you'll get into the Discord as well, which is good chat, good laugh as well. So listen, it's definitely worth it. If you're a wrestling fan in particular, obviously you'll enjoy the content. We've got the 2K25. We're always looking for more people to get characters created in 2K25. We've a severe lack, a shortage of female superstars in 2K25, so we would definitely encourage that as well. But it's well worth it. And as I say, it starts from just $19.99 a month. You can obviously upgrade if you want to. There's CEO tiers, there's sponsorship tiers, there's even sort of directorship, or I guess whatever it is, an above tier as well for that, the owners tier. So whatever, if you can afford to and you want to support us, we would greatly appreciate it. Of course, if membership isn't for you, you can't afford that, that's fine. You can still support us by hitting that like and subscribing to the channel. Every bit helps, as it says just below us there in the ticker that we've had running the whole time. So even if you can't become a member, please make sure to leave a like and a subscribe. I can see 434 people currently watching us across the platforms tonight, so make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you're not.
As Connor says, if you are, subscribe away, get us watching, because these watch-alongs usually are members content only. But myself and Connor are going to let you go just now. We will be back for another public show on Sunday for the Women's Old Firm match, so please join us for that. And we will also be back for the Scotland World Cup qualifiers against Belarus on Monday night. So I will say, from myself and Connor, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Please go enjoy the rest of your Friday. I thought it was Saturday, Friday night, and we will see you both. We will all see you again very, very soon. Thanks, guys. See you later on.